Hello and welcome to episode 1 of my playthrough of Mass Effect Andromeda. I have not played through the entire game before, but I have played through a significant portion of the game previously, so this isn't going to be completely new to me, but I did miss a lot of stuff in that, and I want to just record a playthrough, so we're going to do this. Alright, new game. Customize character. Am I able to use my character model from my previous playthrough without having to try to create it? Because I really do not like the character creation in this game. We'll see if it allows me to. I think I exported the model or something, so hopefully I can. Alright, let's see. Import character data. Let's see. Import failed. Great. Okay, I have to start over. Alright, let's do it. Choose gender, male. Customize appearance. Custom appearance. Okay, first of all, let's try to make him not look Asian. Let's see if... I don't know if I'm able to succeed at that, though. I don't think I've ever succeeded at that. Well, it's actually a decent head shape. I might go with that one. Oh, these are... Oh, right, these are presets, which I can then modify. Well, I can start with a preset and then modify it, right? So if I choose this as my starting head, and then go to here, no, great. Wait a minute, let's double check. 3, select, yes. Okay, now if I go to here, there we go. Okay. Skin. That might be good, although the complexion. Also, the lighting in this character customization thing is not great. Sure, let's do that one. It's probably closest to my... I mean, I have freckles, or at least, let's see. How dark do we make the skin here? And does it just go from lightest to darkest? It does. Okay. So, probably there? Yeah, let's go with that. Brow. Brow height. Can I rotate the face? Yeah, I can. Okay. Sure, whatever. Let's stick with that for now. Cheek. Do that. Sure. Chin. Sure. This is not going to look anything like me. Well, it'll look a little bit like me, but... Alright. Eye height. Eye depth. Sure. Whatever. Eye width. That's I should probably just leave it there, which might be where it was originally. Mouth. Okay, lip thickness. Go like right there. Mouth height. Sure. Mouth depth, so that's going to need me to see a side profile. Sure. I don't know, I guess that. Sure. Nose. Nose height. If I make the nose higher, I can make the mouth higher. Yeah. I don't particularly like how this is turning out, but we'll just keep going with it. Nose depth. Sure. Nose width. Yes, I guess. Nose size. Nose height. Let's lower it down a little bit. He sort of looks like he has autism or something. I don't know. Whatever. Can I give him a beard? I hope so, but I don't think I can, so that's unfortunate. Alright. Hairstyle. Is there anything decent here? Please. Maybe that one. That might end up being the best one we can get. Let's try some others. Nope. 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 Maybe? Ah, that's decent. It's like I like the other one better. Nope. 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 Are these female hairstyles now? I think they are. These are all female hairstyles, aren't they? I think they are. Okay, well, let's just do number 1. That's the best. Oh wait, what's 0? Nah. 1, that's the best of the bunch. Alright, hair color. Oh, I can have facial hair. Let me go ahead and set that up real quick. That's probably what I'm going with. I wish it would allow you to do a longer beard, but we'll just have to go with the stubble. Alright, hair color. Alright, let's see. That's too dark currently, I think. So let's go with like... Yeah, that's better. Facial hair color. And if we're going to make it look more like me, which again, it doesn't look very much like me, but there we go. That's okay. He doesn't look horrible. And I need to get the eye color correct. So that's going to be... It's going to be blue, gray... Oh, I see. Okay. Blue, gray. Oh, wait, what? What? Too purple. I don't know how this thing works. Maybe there? That's close. Still a little bit too blue, I think. Sure. No. Oh, inner color. That's why it had those, like, weird yellowish. Sure. Am I not able to zoom in, am I? No. Okay, makeup. We're gonna go no makeup. No eyeliner. No eyeliner, no eyeshadow. I'm doing this the right direction. Oh, wait. Oh, maybe. I think 0 already means just no eyeshadow, so we should be good. Blush style means no. Yeah, blush style 0 is no blush. So we're already good with that. Alright, scars. Do we give him any scars? Nah, that's too much. Well, what if I lower the intensity? So that it's barely there. I could do that. Yeah, sure. Whatever, we'll go with that. I mean, it's basically not there at all, but... And I don't want any tattoos, so we are good. Choose training. See, security, concussive shot. More weapons, biotic. I did a biotic last time I played. I think. Technician, overload, invasion. Yeah, you could go with that. Although I think there's a thing where like you can choose any of these eventually, something like that. Annihilation. I might do this one. Leader. Nah. I don't want to do that one. Operative. Oh, tactical. Actually, I might want to do this one. I like doing stealth builds. Yeah, let's do operative. Choose name. We'll do. We could do Richard Ryder. No, we're not gonna do Richard. What's a good one other than I think the default was Scott Ryder? Joshua, how about that? Sure. Customized twin. Alright, custom appearance. Let's see if we can make anything decent. What face shape is a good starting point? Probably that one? One of these two, probably. One of these two. Which one, though? Let's do this one. Alright, skin. Skin is perfect. We can move on. Brow. Sure, whatever. That's fine. Cheek. And honestly, I could just stick with... I want to at least change some of this stuff. Cheek width. Probably just making her look worse. Chin. Sure. Make her have a wider chin. Still fairly narrow. Sure. Eyes. The eye color is pretty good. Eye height. Let me get the hair. Let me do the hair real quick so that I can maybe see the eyes, or at least get it to the... And I guess those hairstyles were not female hairstyles, they're just longer hairstyles. Let's get the hair to where it'll be how it is when I'm looking at the eyes. I mean, that's an okay one. Of course, the original one was okay too, it's just covering one of her eyes. Not that one. Maybe. Maybe. Have some hair physics. Maybe. No. 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 Maybe. No. No. Are these all shorter hairstyles now? I think they are. I don't want a short hairstyle, so if these are all short. We'll go back to the beginning. These are all short. I wish there was like an even longer hairstyle. But being as that's not an option, I think we'll go with this one. Hair color. We'll make it darker. Sure, that works. Okay. Honestly, the face itself, like the face shape and everything, eye shape, we can just leave it alone, it's fine. Eye color, that's fine. Makeup. What if we just give her no makeup? What does she look like? Because I prefer no makeup. I don't know. Oop, blush style 0. Is that without any makeup? I guess. Yeah. That's fine. Do we want to change maybe the mouth? I wish I could like tilt her head up. That's the hair. Here we go. Maybe make the nose. The nose is fine. Honestly, we'll just stick with that. I mean, if I could spend a lot of time customizing, but since I don't have anything in particular I'm trying to make her look like, other than look like she could be related to her brother, that's fine. And Okay. Inherit Alec Ryder appearance. I think that's for the dad, right? I believe. Adapt to your player's customization based on your customized rider. Yes, that's what I want. I want him to look like he could have been my father. Customize history. Right. Customize history. Commander Shepard was a male. Although that doesn't change much. Okay. Upload character data. Confirm and start game. Alright. I don't want to necessarily do Insanity, because I don't like this gameplay as much as... Let's do hardcore, though. Maybe if after this playthrough I'll go back and switch it to Insanity, or I can change it down if it's too hard.
Every great moment in our history began with a dream. Each bold leap forward was achieved by those willing to do anything to attain it. We are, all of us, leaving behind families, homes, the very birthplace of our species. Some for discovery, to see the unknown. Others for a new start. But today, whatever our reasons, we take the first steps toward a new future for humanity. Today, we begin to make our dream reality.
In the year 2185, humanity lives in a golden age of interstellar travel. Our discovery of ancient alien ruins on Mars propelled our understanding of science and technology ahead by thousands of years. While many now enjoy the newfound freedom and challenges of exploration in the Milky Way, others look to even more distant stars. For the 100,000 adventurers embarking on this one-way voyage, the future begins in Andromeda. $634 years later.
Deep breath. You're gonna want to take it easy.
I've been taking it easy for 600 years.
Ryder, Recon Specialist, Pathfinder Mission Team.
Pathfinder team. The ones finding us a home.
Can you make it somewhere tropical? Nice, warm ocean, Summer year-round?
How about we get him a cup of coffee first?
The selection process saw the Andromeda Initiative evaluate thousands of potential habitable planets within the galaxy.
Ryder, let's get you checked out. Look here.
After discovering an unusually high ratio of potential candidates for Golden World, the Helios Cluster was selected as our destination. Now you are a part of the first wave of Arks arriving in Andromeda, our new home for humanity.
Makes it sound so easy, doesn't it?
I don't like the dialogue choice in this one. Easiest and fun is what we trained for. Let's do 3.
Even if it isn't, we'll be ready.
I hope so.
You know something?
Word came down. The Pathfinder wants you all mission ready within the hour. Look this way.
Why the rush?
He didn't say. But something's up. Okay, everything checks out. Just one more thing before I send you on your way. Let's test your SAM implant. Sam, are you monitoring? Sam, are you online?
Yes, Dr. Tuparin. Good morning, Ryder. Are you feeling well?
I feel like a 600-year-old popsicle. I hope you packed more coffee.
Readings confirmed. Based on the levels of adenosine in your system, the neural implant is functioning properly.
Wait, adeno what?
It just means you're still shaking off your nap. No reason why we can't get you on your way. Though you may want to hang around while we revive your sister, it always helps to see a familiar face.
I don't like the sound of that.
Was there no pilot paying attention? Just crash into that thing.
What's happening?
Just hang on.
Engineering, report. Try to brace yourself.
Remedying cloud-based.
Press left alt to look.
Careful with the sand. Hold on.
Okay.
This is Cora. I'm at the cryo bay. Brace for a reset. Everyone okay?
I think so.
What happened?
We're not sure. Sensors are scrambled. But it's good to see you're up. Feels like centuries since we spoke.
This is the Pathfinder. Mission teams continue preparations. Cora, Ryder, report to the bridge.
You heard him. Let's get...
We have a problem over here. It's Sarah Ryder.
What's wrong? I don't know. Have to check it out.
Ryder,
Is my sister okay?
Sarah's fine. Her vitals are strong, but the revival procedure was interrupted.
I don't like the sound of that.
Don't worry. It just means the process could take a bit longer than usual. Sam?
My connection to Sarah's implant was suspended. However, her pulse, respiration, and brain activity are all normal.
To be on the safe side, we'll need to keep her in a low-level coma for a while, then let her body regain consciousness naturally. She'll be fine.
Glad to hear it.
Thanks, Lexi. Keep us updated. Ryder, I'll wait for you at the door, whenever you're ready to go.
Got it.
Keep them in the pod for now. Round the clock monitoring. You don't let them in true space or something.
So, parts of the money.
But others aren't. We can't be sure just yet.
Is there anything more she has to say?
Don't worry, Ryder. We'll take care of her. She'll make it.
Yep, a sprint. I can't jump in here apparently. Haze.
It sounds amazing, doesn't it? Right up until you lose gravity. I dreamed about this my whole life. I sure hope it matches the brochure.
Hi there. I'm Gian Garson, founder of the Andromeda Initiative. I'm here to welcome you to a whole new galaxy. The good news is, the hard part's over. We're here. If you have any questions now, just ask.
The Andromeda Initiative encompasses all colonization efforts, including arms, pathfinders,
Can I
and the
move
Central
around?
The current location of the
No.
nexus is
Oh wait, there we go.
unknown. Status of outposts are unknown.
I'm Gian Garson, founder of the initiative. I think it's important we take a moment to reflect on the principles that brought all of us together. It started with a vision of a better future. A vision that you shaped. Life in Andromeda can be anything we dare to dream. And I'm proud to help make those dreams come true. Drop me a note sometime. I'd love to hear how we're doing.
The Pathfinder is responsible for exploring and assessing new worlds for outpost placement and settlement. Each arc is led by a Pathfinder who represents their species. The active duty Pathfinder assigned to Arc Hyperion is Alec Ryder. Current duty roster shows you are assigned to the Pathfinder Mission Team, Specialist Ryder.
Okay. Destination.
The selection process saw the Andromeda Initiative evaluate thousands of potential habitable planets within the galaxy. After discovering an unusually high ratio of potential candidates for golden worlds, the Helios cluster was selected as our destination. Now you are a part of the first wave of arcs arriving in Andromeda, our new home for humanity. Once the Pathfinder team's assessment is complete, Habitat 7 has been selected as the most likely candidate for colonization. Your current location is Arc Hyperion, housing the human population. Arc Parchero, the Solarian vessel, confirmed departure in 2185. The Asari ship Arc Lucinia confirmed departure that same year, as did the Turian Arc Natanus, embarking in 2185. At present, Arc Hyperion has arrived in the Helios cluster. Further mission updates are offline due to technical difficulties. As recon specialist, you are tasked with supporting the authentication of Golden World sites through exploration, mapping, and scientific analysis. Currently, you are to report for duty on the command bridge.
Okay, log off.
Still in stasis. Vitals look good. Nice. Wait, the cut's that deep? Just kidding. Checking for a concussion. Ah, right. What's the degree, Doc? No name. Don't let anyone be a doctor around here. What? Your auditory response is
Okay, before I talk to them, the mouse sensitivity is too high. Let's try to... Oh, and we have codex entries to read. Yay. Okay. Where's the settings menu? Profile? Game? There we go. Settings. Controls. Mouse sensitivity. Let's turn it down some. It's probably still too high. I think that's still too high. Let's turn it down even more. Game settings. Controls. Go down to like that. That's better. Okay. Message from Captain Dunn. Attention Hyperion personnel. After a 600-year voyage, the good news is we are exactly where we are supposed to be. We have arrived in the Helios cluster, the Andromeda galaxy, year 2819. All stasis medical personnel should report for duty immediately. Give the Pathfinder mission team revival priority and prep its members for field reconnaissance. Reports of an unusual celestial phenomenon in the cluster of an unusual celestial phenomenon in the cluster are being investigated. Updates to follow. Captain Dunn. Okay, let's go ahead and read the codex. The Andromeda Initiative. The initiative was built by the efforts of thousands who devoted years of time and countless resources to reach the Andromeda Galaxy. These are the people, places, and organizations that make the Pathfinder's mission possible. Oops, known associates. Read this one for them, and then we'll go back one. Sarah Ryder, born your elder twin on the Citadel Space Station in 2163. I don't understand why they can't just, like, dynamically load in a picture of the custom model. It wouldn't be hard at all. Whatever. Born your elder twin on the Citadel Space Station in 2163, Sarah grew up surrounded by a multitude of alien species, cultures, and histories. In her orientation interviews, she claims this sparked her fascination with science. Just a second. Born in 2163, they left in 2185, right? So that would mean 85 minus 63 is 22? I believe that's correct. They're biologically 22 years old. In reality, they're like 650 years old or something at this point. Anyway, with informal training aided by Alec Ryder's N7 background, Sarah joined the Systems Alliance military, which was continuing its search for Prothean technology after successful discoveries on Mars. Initially assigned to peacekeeping duties, Sarah was approached to serve a support role for these Prothean researchers. She often describes the thrill of serving with scientists like Mateus Silva on the brink of the next discovery. When Alec Ryder was dishonorably discharged due to his AI research, internal memos show that this also effectively ended Sarah's career, but Andromeda presented the kind of scientific frontier she had sought all her life. On arrival in Andromeda, Sarah's cryopod was damaged and her revival process interrupted by Dr. Lexi Tapero, her revival process interrupted. Dr. Lexi Tapero advised keeping her in a medically induced coma to allow her to awaken naturally. Sam, officially designated as a simulated adaptive matrix, SAM, I am an artificial intelligence that acts as a coordinating element between Pathfinder, Alec Ryder, and the rest of his team. So, the codex is written by Sam, got it. My quantum processing power is used to conduct on-the-spot scans of alien worlds, assist in scientific study or tactical situations, and monitor the team's weapons and equipment. I am physically located on Ark Hyperion, in secure server banks collectively known as SAM node. While my primary connection is to Alec Ryder via a neural implant, I effectively serve as a mission computer for all team members during Pathfinder operations. I also collate and analyze data from numerous sources and compile it for later study. I am tasked with authoring and updating the Pathfinder Team Codex based on available information and discoveries as they are made. So that means that, like, known associate profiles are going to be updated as things happen to them, like when Sarah wakes up, because I don't think in the game I played we ever got to the point of Sarah waking up, but like when she wakes up, does that update this? I guess we'll have to see. Alright, so known associates. Dossiers on Pathfinder Ryder's friends, allies, and contacts across the Helios cluster. The Initiative. History, organization, and persons of note in the Andromeda Initiative. The Andromeda Initiative. Brainchild of the visionary billionaire Gian Garson. That sounds familiar. Was Gian Garson the one who did the Leviathan project? Let me double check that. Sounds correct. Effect. G.N. Garson. Surely this is like a Mass Effect. There we go. A Mass Effect wiki. Oh no, sorry. Gian Garson. That's what is the woman. The woman who speaks in the. I'm stupid. Okay. That's why I know the name. I just heard it. Okay. Brainchild of the visionary billionaire Gian Garson, the Andromeda Initiative was conceived as Garson's personal dream and a desire to prove humanity's capabilities beyond the military power demonstrated in the First Contact War. Garson officially began planning the initiative in 2172, announcing her ambitious goal of launching a pioneering colonization effort to Andromeda within 20 years. Internal reports show the struggles that the early initiative faced. However, Gian Garson's personal stake and enthusiasm sustained the initiative until the early 2180s, when, after a sudden influx of investment and a new marketing strategy, interest in the initiative grew afresh. Construction of the arcs was completed rapidly thereafter, and the Andromeda Initiative officially launched in 2185. The initiative's mission statement is to bridge Andromeda and the Milky Way, create a sustainable, inclusive civilization, and push scientific development forward by centuries. In official literature, Gian Garson characterizes the initiative as continuing the search for humanity's next horizon. Glossary of terms. A brief refresher of terms used in Andromeda Initiative literature. Ammunition block. A solid block of metal loaded into a gun. Sand-sized particles are sheared off by the gun's targeting mechanism and then fired as projectiles, allowing a single block to give ammunition for multiple combat encounters. Citadel. A massive ancient space station in the Milky Way that acted as the political and cultural center of the galaxy. Comm buoy. A communications buoy that relays data through corridors of mass-free space. Extranet. A publicly accessible information network across the Milky Way, akin to a planetary internet on a galactic scale. Such a network is slowly being developed in Andromeda while communications are established. Hardsuit. An exploration/combat suit, usually armored with titanium or ceramic plating and equipped with kinetic barriers to protect against hostile fire and environmental hazards. Heat sink, also known as a thermal clip, a detachable coolant-filled sink used to prevent weapons from overheating. They must be ejected and replaced regularly during firefights. So this is interesting because heat sinks... when did Saren... I'm just going to look up Mass Effect's timeline. Because this mission left in 2185... I sort of feel like the first game takes place in 2183. Yeah, okay. So yes, that does make sense chronologically because they developed the reloadable heat sinks rather than just cooldowns in between them. Okay. Flash forging. Immediate manufacture of a usually short-lived object from raw materials using an Omni tool or other fabrication device. Omni blades are typically flash forged. FTL, faster than light travel. Kinetic barrier, also known as a shield, used to repel fast-moving projectiles, hence kinetic, but does not defend against melee attacks. High-gravity kinetic barriers protect starships from debris. Mass accelerator, a railgun that lowers the mass of a projectile and then hurls it at relativistic speeds. Sufficient acceleration allows even tiny projectiles to impact with tremendous force. Mass relay, a network of mass transit facilities across the Milky Way used to immediately transport starships hundreds of light years. No such network exists in Andromeda. Metagel, a sterile medicinal salve that bonds to flesh, immediately sealing injuries against bleeding or infection. It can be removed with a small ultrasound pulse. Manufacturing. Small-scale manufacturing of 3D objects, often on the battlefield or for emergency repairs. Omnigel, a compound of alloys, ceramic, and other materials suspended in a semi-molten state, used with an Omni tool to build small 3D objects almost instantly. OSD, optical storage disk, can contain data for the blueprints and programming used in manufacturing. QEC, quantum entanglement communication, instantaneous communication using two particles that are linked at a quantum level. Andromeda Initiative, Gian Garson. Founder of the Andromeda Initiative, Garson was one of humanity's wealthiest and most eccentric entrepreneurs in the Milky Way. Her business interests were wide-ranging as she made her fortune from investments in a myriad of technology-related fields. Always a maverick, it was her vision of traveling to a new galaxy that set the Andromeda Initiative in motion. Ignoring skeptics and naysayers, Garson spent vast sums of money building or acquiring the necessary technology and ships to make the long voyage possible. It was a private venture entirely funded by Garson so as to remain free from any government oversight. In 2185, Garson began the long journey to Andromeda aboard the support hub, Nexus. In a speech given on the eve of departure, she remarked on the collective knowledge and history represented by the arcs. We carry all these things like the honed tools of an artist. To our great empty canvas, to Andromeda, we go to paint our masterpiece. Garson is slated to serve as the overall leader of the initiative upon arrival. There's a question about this picture here. So Gian Garson proposed the idea about 20 years before it actually happened. When was this photo taken? I guess theoretically she could be like 40 years old, maybe 50. But also maybe humans live longer because of advanced medical technology and with like the gene editing and stuff, so maybe they stay younger longer. I don't know. Also, I might just be a terrible judge of age. Intergalactic Travel Andromeda Initiative launch. Intergalactic travel was the topic of extranet discussion in the Milky Way for centuries. Several Asari or Solarian-led expeditions were proposed over the years, but petered out due to lack of interest, insufficient funds, or engineering hurdles. Let me double check I read all this. Yeah, I did. The Andromeda Initiative's use of AI, like myself, allowed many of the technical problems to be solved, but invited disapproval from the Turian hierarchy and the Systems Alliance. Building a fleet of dreadnought-sized arcs with private funding required delicate negotiations with the Citadel Council, and the advanced technology essential to survival in Andromeda was often acquired by unorthodox means. Official initiative records show the Nexus departed first in 2185, escorted by a small squadron of fighters for protection, followed by 4 arcs that comprised the initial launch wave. Additional vessels were in development, including a Quarian-led ship accommodating multiple species, but construction was slow due to their diverse requirements, and the second launch wave was delayed. Initiative observers remain optimistic. Pathfinders. Details on the missions and personnel files of all Initiative Pathfinders. Role of a Pathfinder. Pathfinders are the tip of the spear for exploring new worlds. While planetary surveying is typically a long-term, multiple-team process, the initiative found an alternative thanks to Alec Ryder's AI research. An individual equipped with the best training and technology available, and an AI partner that can run complex studies in seconds and 100 test simulations in a minute. With AI support, Pathfinders can determine within hours whether a planet is suitable for habitation, and direct the Nexus as to what colonist block stands the best chance there. Pathfinders are trained to improve the viability of potential planets, initiate first contact with unknown species, find suitable outpost sites, and handle any external threats before the first colonist touches soil. The presence of a Pathfinder is a reassurance that a planet can be settled safely and with a high expectation of success. Oh, there's a lot more to read. Yay. Arc species. Multiple advanced civilizations have made the journey from the Milky Way galaxy to Andromeda. I wish these codex entries were voiced. It would make it a lot faster. Asari. Data on the biology, culture, and history of the Asari species. Yes. Asari history. Archaeological evidence shows that abundant Thessian resources and their natural tendency to cooperate helped ancient Asari develop city building, writing, and agriculture unusually early. The tone of research papers suggests this is a point of pride for Asari scholars. After studying a number of Prothean ruins and developing their space program, Asari astronauts found their way to the Citadel, the most advanced station in the Milky Way, deserted since the Prothean extinction. Later, when Solarian explorers reached the station, the Asari proposed a joint government eventually known as the Citadel Council. The Asari have played a fundamental role in galactic politics ever since. Asari commandos served with distinction in the Rachni Wars. Despite heavy losses and Krogan occupation of the Asari colony, Lucia was the tipping point for the Krogan rebellions. Asari commandos served with distinction in the Rachni Wars, despite heavy losses, and Krogan occupation of the Asari colony Lucia was the tipping point for the Krogan rebellions. That makes more sense. Okay. In recent years, the Asari have devoted themselves to diplomatic service, including helping to negotiate the 2157 Human-Turian ceasefire. Asari. Renowned for their long lifespan, biotic ability, and diplomatic nature, the Asari were one of the most influential species in the Milky Way. Asari explorers were the first to discover the immense Citadel Station, and it was the Asari who first proposed the creation of the Citadel Council. Asari are monogendered. Their unique physiology allows them to reproduce with any species via a form of parthenogenesis, passing on genetic traits to their daughters. Almost all Asari are biotic, and the control over their nervous system allows them to hone their powers to heights few other species can match. An Asari can live for 1,000 years, passing through life stages referred to as maiden, matron, and matriarch. Asari matriarchs are ancient and respected, often holding immense cultural and economic power, though no such frameworks exist in the Helios cluster. Asari culture and society. The Asari come from Thessia, whose vast element zero deposits form the basis of the most powerful economy in the Milky Way. Living in small city-states, the natural Asari tendency to cooperate led to the loose conglomerate known as the Asari Republics. Government operates as an e-democracy. Policy discussions take place over the extranet and are open to all. Decisions are made by consensus or with the advice of politically minded matriarchs. The Asari military is relatively small and informal, but no less lethal. Small units of voluntary Asari commandos, also known as huntresses, handle peacekeeping operations in Asari space and were among the first council specters. Their 1,000-year lifespan gives most Asari a long view of events. Investments, social programs, and environmental policies trend toward long-term rather than short-term rewards. This approach drew many Asari to the Andromeda Initiative, undaunted by the centuries-long journey. Asari biology. Though they appear feminine to many species, Asari are a monogendered species. During reproduction, they provide two sets of genes to their daughters in a form of parthenogenesis, with a second set modified by contact with a partner. During Asari melding, an Asari attunes her nervous system to her partner, giving and receiving electrical impulses through the skin until the two briefly become one unified nervous system. This fine control over their nervous system contributes to the Asari talent for biotics. Few species can train the level of control that most Asari have by nature. Since joining the Citadel, Asari prefer to mate outside their own species, claiming that this fosters development and understanding. It also reduces incidences of Ardat Yakshi, pure-blooded Asari who suffer a dangerous genetic disorder. If Asari are compatible with life in Andromeda, that will prove several theories about the fundamental building blocks of life. Humans. Data on the biology, culture, and history of the human species. Human Systems Alliance. The Systems Alliance is a supranational government that spearheads human space exploration and settlement in the Milky Way. The Alliance is responsible for the government and defense of extrasolar colonies and stations, and officially represents humanity on the Citadel Council. The Alliance was founded out of necessity, as no single nation could fund and manage the rapid expansion of humanity from Sol. The discovery of Prothean ruins on Mars had proven that alien contact was inevitable, earning international support for the Alliance that solidified after Alliance forces liberated Shang-Chi in the First Contact War. Archived extranet articles and Gian Garson's staff bulletins revealed tensions between the Alliance and the Andromeda Initiative. Construction of dreadnought-sized ships and persistent rumors of AI development, which could have damaged humanity's standing on the Citadel, led to the Alliance demanding to oversee the Initiative's labs and shipyards. Negotiations continued until the day of the Initiative's departure. Alright, is that... Nope, there's a lot more. Alright, let's continue. Plans and locations. The Helios cluster contains many habitable worlds and other points of interest for the Pathfinder to explore. The Andromeda Galaxy. Located 2.5 million light-years from the Milky Way, the Andromeda Galaxy is the largest galaxy in the local group. Also categorized as M31 Andromeda... as M31, Andromeda is a spiral galaxy roughly 220,000 light-years in diameter, containing approximately 1 trillion stars, compared to the Milky Way's 300 billion. The Helios cluster is a large star cluster located on the galaxy's outer fringe. Andromeda has roughly 14 satellite galaxies which orbit the galactic disk. Evidence shows a disturbance where one of these companion galaxies, M32, passed through Andromeda's spiral arm several million years ago. Andromeda itself is also accelerating toward the Milky Way at approximately 100 kilometers per second. In roughly 4 billion years, the Andromeda and Milky Way galaxies will collide and merge, forming a new galactic disk. So we are out here. This basic... Wait. Or are we here? We're here. That's what it's saying. Okay. Technology. Information on technology used by the Initiative and other advanced civilizations in Helios. Exploration tools. Devices used to survey, investigate, and map a new galaxy. Omni-tools. Omni-tools are handheld devices that combine a computer, microframe, sensor, and analysis pack, and manufacturing fabricator. Versatile and reliable, an Omni-tool can be used to analyze and adjust the functionality of most standard equipment, including weapons and armor from a distance. The holographic haptic interface also functions as a communication device. With sufficient Omni-gel or other raw materials, usually converted from salvaged light alloys, plastics, or ceramics, three-dimensional objects or emergency suit patches. This allows... Wait. I skipped a line. Plastics or ceramics, an Omni-tool's fabrication module can flash forge small three-dimensional objects or emergency suit patches. This allows quick repairs or modifications in the field. The Andromeda Initiative's Omni-tools are designed for reliability and efficient recycling of materials. Pathfinder Omni-gels take design inspiration from the models used by Solarian intelligence services, prioritizing the computer microframe to allow lag-free scanning and AI support. Settling Helios. Technology to build a new home from the ground up. Technology. Charting Andromeda. Charting the Andromeda Galaxy for habitable planets presents a unique challenge. Observation is limited by light, and given Andromeda's distance, any observations from the Milky Way are 2.5 million years out of date, enough time for a planet to have altered irrevocably. Initial attempts to identify settlement sites were made by obtaining Asari astronomical surveys and running them through predictive models, but Gian Garson was unwilling to risk thousands of colonists without solid information. Eventually, the Initiative obtained promising data from Quarian explorers who claimed to have found a Geth array on the fringes of the Perseus Veil. This array was supposedly built from 3 mass relays using sensors in the combined relay corridor as a form of FTL telescope to observe dark space beyond the galactic rim. Why the Geth expended so much effort to study dark space is not known. Amongst these observations were near contemporary surveys of Andromeda. When our predictive models confirmed them within an acceptable margin, the Initiative was able to begin identifying golden worlds. Interesting. So somehow they're able to use mass relays to get basically real-time observations of a galaxy. What did it say? A couple billion light years away? Cryogenic stasis. For many species, early long-range exploration relied on cryogenic stasis. Without modern FTL capability, or... Wait, no, it can't be a couple billion light years. It's only about 200 light years. I'm stupid. Right? Because they got there in 200 years. And I assume they were traveling sub-light speed. But it said billions of years out of date. They must have been going faster than light somehow. But I thought FTL required the mass relays. Whatever. For many species, early long-range exploration relied on cryogenic stasis, blah blah blah. Without modern FTL capability or long-distance transit methods like mass relays, the distances involved in space travel meant that most crews would die of old age before reaching their destination. Cryogenic stasis gradually lowers the body's temperature enough to slow its vital functions, but not low enough for damaging ice crystals to form, before the pod generates a mass effect stasis field that suspends both the individual and the interior environment in the pod. Contrary to depictions in popular media, the individual is not conscious of time passing. From most travelers' perspective, they lie down in the pod only to be awoken moments later. In what popular media is the traveler conscious of time passing? I don't know what it's talking about. Unless popular media within this fictional universe, but again, I don't know what that would be. Stasis failure, while regrettably common for early expeditions, has been vastly improved over the years. Even in the event of catastrophic system failure, multiple monitoring VIs and failsafes are in place to initiate an emergency wake-up. Tech and biotics, the science behind abilities that seemingly defy the laws of physics. Technology, Element Zero, also known as EZO. Oh, that's the first few words. Also known as EZO, the rare material known as Element Zero generates a field when subjected to an electrical current, which raises or lowers the mass of all objects within it. This mass effect forms the basis of modern technology, from weapons and manufacturing to enabling faster-than-light travel. So you are able to do FTL travel without mass relays, right? It's just you can't go as fast. That has to be what it is. Element Zero is generated when solid matter such as a planet is affected by the energy of a star-going supernova. The material is common in the asteroid debris that orbits neutron stars and pulsars. Though mining such regions is extremely hazardous and requires significant investment. Various isotopes of Element Zero have been identified, though the rarest have only been observed in laboratory conditions. Surveys of the Helios cluster suggest the region is rich in Element Zero, which was a deciding factor in the Andromeda Initiative's decision to settle there. Without EZO, the initiative's technology would quickly become obsolete. Technology, FTL drive. Well, here's my question answered. A starship travels faster than light using an Element Zero drive core. In special relativity, an object approaching light speed effectively gains in mass until it would take infinite energy to propel it. But a negative electrical current running through an EZO drive core lowers the starship's mass, allowing it to travel at FTL speeds. So somehow it gets negative mass, because that's the only way that would work. Motive force is provided by the ship's thrusters, chemical rockets, commercial fusion torch, or military anti-proton drive, in addition to the FTL drive core. Without thrusters, the ship has no ability to move. Standard drive cores build up a static charge during operation and must be discharged periodically, otherwise the core discharges into the ship itself with catastrophic results. The Initiative's drive cores, intended for long-term voyages, are designed to recycle or reduce static buildup. Technology, mass effect fields. Element Zero can increase or decrease the mass of a volume of space-time when subjected to an electrical current. With a positive current, mass is increased. With a negative current, mass is decreased. There is no such thing as a positive or negative electric current. It's just a current. But anyway. The stronger the current, the greater the magnitude of the dark energy mass effect. Oops. In space, low mass fields allow FTL travel and inexpensive surface-to-orbit transit. High mass fields create artificial gravity and push space debris away from vessels. In manufacturing, low mass fields permit the creation of evenly blended alloys, while high mass compaction creates dense, sturdy construction materials. The Andromeda Initiative's technology relies heavily on mass effect fields, from reduced mass supply drops for outposts to the impressive long-range drive cores on the arcs. Almost there. Ships and vehicles, the vessels and transports that make exploration possible. Ark Hyperion. Ark Hyperion serves as the main vessel for carrying human settlers bound for Andromeda. Named after a Greek mythological figure associated with knowledge of celestial bodies, the Hyperion represents a breakthrough in intergalactic travel. Substantial money and resources were devoted to its construction, all privately funded by Gian Garson and the Andromeda Initiative. Built to withstand the rigors of a nearly 2.5 million light-year voyage, the Hyperion is outfitted with ODSY drive core technology, which allows the ship to make a 600-year voyage safely at FTL speeds. It features enough stasis pods to accommodate approximately 20,000 settlers and crew. Ark Hyperion left the Milky Way in 2185 as part of the initial wave of departures under the command of Captain Nozomi Dunn. Yay. What's this? It's just the journal. Okay. Alright, we can finally continue.
Hey there. Hell of a wake-up call, huh? Didn't expect that first thing out of stasis.
Makes two of us. Hang in there.
Catch you later. Enjoy your nap, Ryder? Don't think I'll need sleep for the rest of my life.
Maybe another decade or two wouldn't have hurt.
Right. Talk to you later.
I'm gonna try to see if I'm not wearing this backwards, but the sound coming in through my headphones is like not aligned the way I would expect it to. It might just be this is the best that it can be though, so game settings, audio, speaker configuration, just mono and surround. Let's try surround, although I don't know if my headphones actually allow that. Oh, we'll go ahead and enable subtitles too.
See you around.
I don't know if it's a placebo effect, but that does sound like it's more accurate, so maybe my headphones do support surround, at least to some degree. Message from Gian Garson. Hello, traveler, and welcome to your first day in Andromeda. This is the dawn of a new era for all of us. As you recover from stasis, know that you are in good hands. In a few short hours, you'll be leaving the Hyperion and joining thousands of your fellow colonists as you chase your fortunes and build the new life you've always dreamed about. It's been a long wait, but I promise you it will be worth it. Gian Garson, founder of the Andromeda Initiative. I don't know what dialogue I interrupted. Yeah, I think it does work. Okay, anyway.
Morning, Ryder. Or afternoon. Or I don't know. Good to see you, Ryder. Sorry, still waiting for some coffee.
Alright, let's go ahead and talk. Oh wait, we can't talk to her, we just continue.
You ready?
As ready as I'll ever be. Oh! How to use G.
Relay TC shows damage from attempting to spike.
Found it! Bad relay.
Ryder, can you go reset it?
G to exit scanner.
There, it's reset. Readings on the green.
Everyone in the cryo base.
Good job, Ryder. Now we can get to the train.
We're using duct tape and rubber bands here. It's liable to happen again.
New codex entry. Let's read it. Scanner. Planetary surveying, especially for potential settlement, involves meticulous scanning. However, there has been little pressure to improve planetary scanners in its search for a better solution. For its pathfinders, the Andromeda initiative began with hardware salvaged from Geth platforms and software developed by the Solarian STG. With artificial intelligence support, initiative scientists developed a fast, accurate sampling system codenamed Panoptes, linking it to the quantum computing power of an AI, which can produce multiple analyses and predictive models in seconds. They created an Omni-tool mounted scanner that completes accurate surveys in moments instead of weeks. For typical scanning, the Panoptes system uses a transmitted accelerated mass spectrometer, TRAMS. This creates a snapshot of an object's components, atomic weight, and radioactivity, and allows me to produce a more in-depth analysis. For biological materials, the Panoptes system switches to an electrospray ionization system, so plants or animals can be scanned without causing radiation damage. Anyone I can talk to?
Thanks. Talk about touch and go. I don't think we're out of the woods yet. Whatever we hit sure did a number on us. We'll start cleaning up this minute.
Is that a miniature, like, vacuum? I guess? Or is that just a physics bug? I'm not sure. I think it's a physics bug. Do I have infinite run? I think I do. Okay, let's continue.
We're close. We're barely in Andromeda and we're already scrambling.
The adventure begins.
Not sure your dad would see it that way. Go ahead and take us to the bridge.
Helm control, report.
We're drifting. Flight controls aren't responding.
First priority is stopping these outages.
Mainline power's been knocked out. We're on reserve, Captain. They won't last.
What's our position?
Unknown. We lost telemetry.
Sam, we need eyes out there.
Attempting to adjust sensor array.
Alec, please. You may be Pathfinder, but this is my ship.
Captain, the protocol's clear. In the absence of communication with the Nexus or the other arcs, we proceed to our appointed golden world. Solid ground.
If it's even out there. Nobody said anything about running into an energy cloud. And that's just a wild guess what we hit. Alec, I need to assess the damage. Stop the bleeding. We've got 20,000 people asleep on this ship. Let's give them a chance to wake up.
Can you blame her?
She is the captain. I think she gets the final word.
Well, he might.
This isn't about having the final word.
Yes, sir.
We're coming through.
My God. Is that our golden world?
That's Habitat 7. New Earth, if we're lucky. All of our long-range scans told us it was in the green zone. Perfect for human settlement.
Yeah, but that was 200 years ago.
It doesn't even look the same.
We don't know how bad it is yet. Still seems like it's our best shot.
Maybe. There's just a lot on the line.
Sam?
The energy from the phenomenon is damping our senses. Planetary conditions are unknown.
We're marooned. 20,000 souls adrift at sea. When the power runs out, and stays out, we need to know if that's safe harbor.
And if it's not?
As Pathfinder, it'll be my job to find an alternative. It's what we trained for. But if this goes well, we're already home.
All right, just make it quick.
Harper, the rest of the team should be awake by now. Have them spin up 2 shuttles. Planetfall in 30.
Yes, sir.
A stubborn one, isn't he?
He cares in his own way. Enough to give him a chance.
I suppose you're right. He is our Pathfinder. If this doesn't work out, we'll need him more than ever. I need an ETA on our sensor repairs. We're blind out here.
Just land on the other side of the planet. It looks like that'll be fine.
I hate that she missed this.
Are all the riders adrenaline junkies?
I guess it's in her blood. She beat me to the world by 1 minute. Couldn't wait to get started.
Well, don't worry. I'm sure Sarah will pull through.
When she does, she's gonna want stories.
So, let's get out there and find her some. Right, you'll want to get your helmet. And maybe stop at the Good Luck Rock before we go.
The what?
It's an old superstition of your dad.
I wonder if the birth order is the same. It probably is. If you play as Sarah, I'll need to do another playthrough as her to see what's different. Alright, let's see. Pathfinder Team Manual. Introduction. As a member of the Pathfinder team, you play a critical role in the Andromeda Initiative's efforts to establish a foothold in the new galaxy. The team faces many challenges. Golden World site verification. Reconnaissance and mapping of unknown territories, planetary and celestial. Scientific analysis and discovery of new phenomenon. Potential first contact with extraterrestrials. Establishing diplomatic relations with local inhabitants, and general support of settlement outposts. Was anything? Yes, more. There's new stuff in the Codex. Known associates. Alec Ryder. Born on Earth in 2129, Alec Ryder says his love of new frontiers was fostered by a childhood in the Sierra Nevadas. According to his service record, he joined the Alliance military and was eventually assigned to John Grissom's historic expedition through the Charon Relay. His experience made him a candidate for what would later be known as N7 training back on Earth, where he met Dr. Ellen Harlow. After their marriage, Alec continued military service, most notably on Shang-Chi in the First Contact War against the Turians. Assigned as a military attaché to the Citadel in the late 2160s, Alec became interested in artificial intelligence as a means of human advancement. His pursuit of this illegal technology led to a dishonorable discharge from the Alliance military. Contacted by the Andromeda Initiative, Alec found a sponsor to help complete his work. I am the product of that research, assisting not only the initiative, but Alec's new role as Pathfinder. Cora Harper. Lieutenant Cora Harper, service number 6002-AC-1762, is a human biotic and formerly an officer in the Systems Alliance military. Her screening interview states she was raised in poverty on an independent cargo freighter, joining the Alliance at 18 to obtain training for her powerful biotic abilities. However, Cora claims her superiors saw her talents as a liability, supported by test scores showing her abilities spike at abnormally high levels. She was transferred via the Citadel Council's Valkyrie program, a subset of their interspecies military integration plan, and placed with the Asari Commando Unit, Talane's Daughters. Though the activities of Asari Huntresses are typically sealed for 5,000 years, Cora has freely shared her experiences on the record: peacekeeping, counterterrorism, and hunting fugitives. When she left Talane's Daughters for the Andromeda Initiative, no reason is recorded. Cora's Huntress training and biotic capability made her a candidate for Alec Ryder's second-in-command, and, if warranted, his successor as Pathfinder. Dr. Ellen Ryder. Ellen Ryder, formerly Harlow, was a pioneering designer of biotic implants. In the 2150s, she was a leading biomedical and cybernetic researcher at UFRJ in Rio de Janeiro. When human biotics began to emerge as a scientific field, Ellen found possible applications for her work in neuro-integrated wetware. Her early designs for biotic implants formed the framework for later L2 and L3 models. Ellen met Alec Ryder when he was posted to Rio for ICT N7 training before the First Contact War. She eventually joined Alec on the Citadel when he was posted there as a military attaché and gave birth to fraternal twins on the station in 2163. Unfortunately, Element Zero, the catalyst for biotic mutations, is a hazardous material, poorly understood in the early years of human biotics. After repeat accidental exposures, Ellen eventually developed a terminal neurodegenerative disorder, later known as AEND. In her final years, Ellen Ryder built what would later become the Pathfinder implants, designed to sync with the AI partner Alec Ryder was developing. Ellen died before my creation was fully realized. And again, they could have done a thing where they dynamically generate her to look like similar to the Offspring, but they didn't. So, whatever. The Initiative. Andromeda Initiative, Golden Worlds. Golden Worlds are planets in Andromeda's Helios cluster that are either the strongest possible candidates for settlement or whose resources could bolster the Initiative's chances at long-term survival. Based on survey data and long-term projections, some are believed to be garden worlds capable of supporting life. Others are mineral treasure troves that could supply fledgling colonies with vital resources. These worlds were designated Habitats 1 through 7. While not generally used in planetary surveying, the term Golden Worlds was coined by the Andromeda Initiative's marketing team and has stuck ever since. The Initiative's early settlement strategy revolves around these Golden Worlds. The arcs cannot sustain a population in stasis indefinitely, and the Nexus requires vast elements of refined ore, helium-3, water ice, and element 0. On the ground, Pathfinder surveys are essential to confirming quickly that the Golden Worlds are suitable for outposts. Planets and locations. Unknown phenomena. Upon arriving in the Helios cluster, Ark Hyperion encountered a massive and extremely dangerous interstellar phenomenon that severely damaged the Ark. Extending beyond this solar system, the phenomenon did not appear on any of our long-range surveys of Andromeda and now lies directly in Ark Hyperion's course. It is too early to have a clear understanding of this phenomenon, which appears to be an energetic cloud of dense debris with bizarre properties. Initial sensor readings are inconclusive since the phenomenon itself causes severe interference. Pathfinder Team Manual. First Contact Protocol. In the event any member of the Pathfinder team encounters intelligent alien life, it is imperative that first contact protocols be strictly observed. The Andromeda Initiative holds the principles of peace and cooperation among our highest ideals. Aggressive action against extraterrestrials is only permitted when hostile intent is clearly demonstrated and Pathfinder team members are at obvious risk of injury or death.
Hey, Ryder.
It's Kirkland, right?
Yeah, I think we met just before the Hyperion left Earth. Not sure if you know Greer.
Hi there. Your dad say anything about what's going on?
Tough to say. Sensors can't get a read on the planet.
Well, at least it keeps things interesting.
It's interesting.
It's a shame to go through all this training and not to put it to good use.
See you guys on the ride down.
It's interesting being able to move the camera in the middle of dialogue like that. I'm really surprised there aren't subtitles for things other than direct dialogue. I wonder if I'm just missing something. It's audio, right? Nope, there's nothing like closed captions or anything. Weird. Turn off the music.
Crashing the party, huh?
Sorry.
Dad's rock.
Good luck, Rock, huh?
Your dad was mountain climbing back on Earth. It caught him from falling. The way things are going today, we'll need any luck we can get.
Yeah.
So rub it. Rub it. Come on. Whatever. Alright, put on my helmet.
Got it.
The Pathfinder is now requiring side-arms. I opened the armaments locker.
We expecting trouble, Sam?
A precaution. Please arm yourself, Ryder.
Ryder?
Hey, Fisher, how's it going?
I heard a rumor from the bridge that your dad and the captain aren't seeing eye to eye.
No, these angles aren't great. I should have just walked in a different place.
She wasn't thrilled with the idea of the expedition, but my dad won her over.
I heard you weren't a big fan of it either.
It's her ship, her call.
You got guts going against the old man. The way I see it, Pathfinder team answers to the Pathfinder. Besides, Dad's the N7 here. He's got the best aim. I go wherever he goes.
Better not. No bathroom breaks in this trip.
Is there any other dialogue? No.
We scanned it.
Oops.
Hang in there, Sarah.
I interrupted her dialogue. Sorry.
So just another boring day at the office, huh?
The most complicated voyage anyone's ever attempted. Something's bound to go wrong.
It's a good test to see what we're made of. I always wondered what it was like when explorers crossed the ocean. Nothing but stars and dead reckoning to guide them.
And a map that said, "Here be dragons."
Well, if they made it, we can too. And maybe see a dragon along the way.
Never know. Let's keep an eye out.
And our distance.
On that note, I'd better get my gear in order.
There's the gear. Oh, wait. Oh, that's my dad's locker.
Looks like Dad's already suited up.
There's my gear over there. Is there anything else I can do before doing that? I don't want to miss anything. I think we're good.
Hope I won't need this.
You never know. Now let's get to the shuttle. Dr. Carlyle, with everything going on, I think the Ark needs you more than we do.
Pathfinder wants a medic on hand. And if that is home down there, I'm happy to knock on the door.
I'm not able to move the camera right now.
If it's what we hope it is, it'll be one for the history books. You got a quote ready? One small step?
I'm pretty sure your dad will handle that honor. All right, team, button it up. We leave in 5.
Sir, we broke out the weapons as requested. Anything we should know about?
Seemed prudent given the situation. We'll be short-handed with Sarah out. I heard what happened. Your sister's strong. She'll make it.
Sarah wouldn't want us to worry because of her.
You're right. The mission comes first. Though, I doubt your mother would have seen it that way. I promised her I'd get you two here safely. Okay, team, listen up. I chose each of you for the Pathfinder team, not just because you're talented and passionate, but because you're dreamers, like me. We dream of exploring the unknown, finding the edge of the map, and then discovering what lies beyond. When people look back on this, and they will, they'll remember we didn't give up. We kept dreaming that our first few faltering steps in Andromeda were the beginning of everything they know. We only get one chance to be first. So, let's go make history.
Been waiting 600 years for this.
Archive area, this is Shuttle 1. Switching to manual guidance. Shuttle 2, taking your lead.
Good luck, Pathfinder team.
Starting to vector 135.
Copy that. You're on point.
Wow. Look at that. Whatever it is, it stopped the Hyperion in its tracks.
It appears to be an unstable mass of dark energy.
If you say so. Steer clear of it. Chop here.
Gravity anomalies detected.
See if I can even it out. Summit would appreciate that. We're clear. Accelerating approach speed. Ryder, we didn't have a chance to meet back in the Milky Way. Name's Liam Costa. Security and response specialist.
Good to meet you, Liam.
Hard to believe we're finally doing this.
Sure beats reading the brochures.
Getting our acceleration. Plan is dead ahead. Hang on. Initiating atmospheric entry. Here we go. Flight guidance is scrambled. It'll pass. We're through. Holy.
Shuttle 2, are you seeing him?
Copy that. Doesn't look like a golden world from here.
Stay on course to the landing zone.
Oxygen levels are low minimum requirements.
Keep it tight, Shuttle 2.
Mountains. What's that?
Has to be advanced engineering.
Hyperion, this is the Pathfinder. We've got evidence of an alien civilization.
Has anyone seen us?
Stick to contact protocol. No, deadly force unless hostile intent is clear.
I think right. Shuttle 2 declaring an emergency. We've got a bomb. Liam! Hang up! What up?
acceleration increasing.
No kidding!
Your jump jet is malfunctioning.
Get it working!
Approaching terminal velocity.
Damn! Ryder, come in. Hyperion, Sam, anyone there? Take your breath, Ryder. Sam's offline, comlink's crashed. I'm surprised we are too. Did the others make it? I don't know. It was all a blur. Shuttle split in two. This is like some nightmare. Yeah. No way this is home.
That looks fine.
I better find some high ground. See if anyone else is alive. Come on.
Alright.
How's your survival training? I've seen my share of troubles. Nothing crazy, but... Well, crazy just found us. Those books out there are floating. Terra Incognita. Some of these plants look like tentacles.
Oops.
Water here even water?
How do I holster my gun? There has to be a way to do it. Game... Settings... Controls... Key bindings... Holster weapon, V. Did I miss some dialogue?
No fixing this. Must have broken on impact. Explains why we lost our sound connection. Well, without Sam, it's hard to say exactly what this is. It's sort of a plant, and maybe dead, but maybe not.
Alright, I scanned that thing. Can I scan Liam? Where are you, Liam? There you are. Nope, I can't scan you. Alright, let's read the codex. Then I'm probably going to call it here for this episode. Even though I've barely done any actual gameplay. But we got through the intro, so. Liam Costa is a human security and crisis response specialist with civilian tactical training. His screening interview states that he was born on Earth, but his parents specialized in interplanetary policy law. And the family moved frequently. Their primary residence was split between London and the Citadel. Liam entered university for engineering but left to train for law enforcement. Though initially driven, he was only briefly stationed as a police officer and described leaving as a necessary move for all concerned. He transitioned to the multi-species effort of heavy urban search and crisis response. Husker. If Liam was disillusioned in law enforcement service, records show that was not mirrored in crisis response. The human contingent Heavy Urban Search Terrain 1 reported that Liam performed exceptionally well in all conditions. Liam says that this is when he learned of the Andromeda initiative, after meeting former Alliance personnel at a post-hostility relief action. His multidisciplinary skills set him apart, and Liam was handpicked by ALEC writers to support the Pathfinder team. Arc species. Humans. Humans N7. The most respected Systems Alliance officer training is awarded through Interplanetary Combatives Training, ICT, at the Villa Militar in Rio de Janeiro. Candidates at the Villa... Is it misspelled? Is it Villa? At the Villa are initially given 20-hour training missions to lead teams through hostile terrain on little food or sleep. I guess it's going to be Portuguese, right? So I don't know. Anyway. Trainees who do well are awarded an internal designation of N1 and are invited to return. Subsequent courses N2 through N6 are often held off-planet and include instruction in zero-G combat, military freefall, parachuting, jetpack flight, combat diving, combat instruction, linguistics, and frontline trauma care for human and alien biology. The highest grade of training, N6, provides actual combat experience in conflict zones throughout the galaxy. If the trainee survives these scenarios in admirable and effective fashion, he or she finally receives the coveted N7 designation. N7 is the only ICT designation that can be worn on field or dress uniforms. Habitat 7. The planet known as Habitat 7 was one of the golden worlds selected by the Andromeda Initiative for early settlement, signs pointing to a lush and biologically diverse tropical region that could easily support an outpost. With no communications from the Nexus or sister arcs upon arrival in the Helios cluster, the Hyperion approached Habitat 7 to begin survey and settlement operations as soon as possible. But even visual assessments showed that the planet was no longer viable. Habitat 7 is now a storm-racked world with an unbreathable argon-nitrogen atmosphere. Intense magnetic activity and unknown metallic elements interacts with the storms, causing interesting but highly destructive electrical phenomena. So we read this, right? Maybe I didn't. Upon arriving in the Helios cluster, Ark Hyperion encountered a massive and extremely dangerous interstellar phenomenon that severely damaged the Ark, extending beyond the solar system. The phenomenon... Yeah, I did read that part. Alright, this is the new part. Asked to speculate, I suggested on preliminary evidence that it may be a dark energy phenomenon. Despite inconsistencies with our current understanding of dark energy or dark fluid theory, a more disquieting possibility is that this energy cloud exhibits properties so unknown to current physics that our sensors are unable to report accurately. Investigations are continuing. Right. Alright, It's been an hour and 45 minutes, so we're going to go ahead and stop there. So, let's see. How do I save? Save. Cannot be manually saved during a priority mission. Okay, then I'm going to have to re-go through those codex entries and just mark them as read next time. That's really stupid. Why can't I save whenever I want? Whatever. I hate that, actually. Alright, well, we're just going to stop here. Be sure to like the video if you enjoyed it, and subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell to be kept up to date on future uploads. We'll see how soon I get to recording another episode. I know it's been a long time since I actually recorded anything, so we'll see. Maybe I'll get some more stuff recorded this week. Alright, and I'll talk to you later.